Welcome back to PJ Talks Talk. I'm PJ and this video is all about my car collection out here in the UAE. For those of you who have already been on my channel and have watched the AC Cobra review I did of my beautiful AK 427 Cobra replica, you'll know that I promised to do this video in that video. If you haven't watched it, head over to the channel and have a look. It's worth a little watch. Anyway, for today, 4 cars in the shaded parking in the villa out here in the UAE. I'll look at them quickly, then I'll drag them out into the sunshine and give you a little bit of a more in-depth review of them. However, I will do individual videos on each of the cars, in-depth reviews of my ownership experience, why I bought them, what I love about them, what I don't like about them, how much they've cost me, and why I've owned them for so long. Because all of these cars I've owned for at least 4 years, a majority of them more than that since I've been here. Anyway, without further ado, let's get the camera turned around and introduce you to the 4 cars. The first car we're going to look at then is the Jeep Wrangler 4-door JK variant, 2017 model. From then we'll move on to the McLaren 650S. Now for those of you that know your McLaren, there's some differences, particularly the roof scoop on top. This is not a standard 650S, it's got something quite special to talk about, which I'll do in a minute. Then we'll pull out the Jaguar F-Type R, absolute crazy hooligans car. This is a V8, as is the Type R, not the S, which was the V6. Bonkers crazy car. Next and last, the Bentley Continental GT. But again, for those of you who know about Bentley Continental GT, you will understand that this is not a standard Bentley Continental GT. This is in fact a full Mansory Bentley Continental GT, and we'll talk about that in more depth when we pull it out into the sun. So let's get the cars out, get them started up, and give you a bit of a chat about each one in turn. Jeep Wrangler 2017 JK variant. They've now moved on to the JL. This is in silver, although it looks pretty filthy. I'm not sure if the camera could pick that up, but it's quite dirty. But again, it's a Jeep. It's designed to be dirty. Utility vehicle, which is exactly what I use it for. We've been in the desert, we've been on the mountains, we've been on the beach, we've been over all kinds of terrain. I've been stuck in the desert, managed to get myself out, but that's what this vehicle's all about. Why did I buy this vehicle? Well, I bought it because you need a vehicle with a bit of presence here in the UAE, because for those of you that live here will know that everyone drives like absolute lunatics, and the speed bumps aren't speed bumps, they're speed mountains. So that's kind of why I bought the Jeep. What's in the front then? A 3.6 litre V6 producing about 285 brake horsepower. 4-wheel drive, obviously, and also 2-wheel drive. So it's 2 and 4-wheel. For those of you who don't know much about Jeeps, it can do both, and it also has a high and low ratio as well. So 4-wheel drive, high and low ratio system, which is ideal for some of the terrain which you are going to be driving over if you've bought a Jeep. Inside then, quite a basic interior, very rugged. The screen is not standard. That's something I've had fitted. It's Apple Play. I've put some extra grab handles on, but yeah, cloth interior, very rugged, plastic, kind of leather steering wheel, but everything else is plastic. So that's it. That's the Jeep Wrangler JK 2017 LeMans Edition in silver. So next, the 650S McLaren, and a very special version of the 650S, because this is the 650S LeMans Edition, as it says on the side skirt. And what that means is this is a 1 of 50 car. I thought they were all in South Grey, but recently I've seen one in orange. So I don't know if MSO, McLaren Special Operations, did some in orange and some in South Grey, but when you look at all the detail on the internet, they're supposed to be all like this in the South Grey. Now, this is slightly different in the fact that I've had a Expel Stealth matte kind of finish PPF put on the entire car, and gloss PPF put on all the carbon components. So it does look a little bit different to the normal shiny McLaren 650S LeMans you might see on the internet. However, what is it? Well, it's a 3.8 litre V8 twin turbo car. That's standard in the 650S, producing 641 brake horsepower. So you can imagine that is a very, very quick car. Far too quick for the road, stunningly fast on the track. I've had this on the Dubai Autodrome and also on the Yas Marina F1 race circuit. And why the LeMans Edition? Well, it pays homage to the 1995 victory that McLaren got at the 24-hour Le Mans with the beautiful and dreamy car, the McLaren F1 GTR. That's why the wheels are like that, because they pay homage to the GTR wheels that were fitted to the McLaren F1 during the Le Mans race. It obviously has the Le Mans writing on it rather than 650S. Other differences: different, larger, bespoke front splitter. It has the front wing, left and right front wing vents for releasing pressure at high speed. Again, that produces more downforce. But it also has a different rear diffuser, a much bigger, slightly more deep in terms of the vents either side, producing more downforce again. And that's the reason why the 650S Le Mans is quicker than a standard 650S around track, because of the extra downforce. The other major difference, which I love, is the roof scoop on top. That's the roof scoop that goes in, it splits inside, it's carbon fibre, it's stunning, it splits either side into the engine. And that normally happens in this area here on a standard 650S. And in the back you can see glass cover with the engine nestled quite nicely in there. As I said, the standard McLaren fare, 3.8 litre twin turbo V8. Let's have a quick peek inside, like we did with the Jeep. Beautiful gull wing doors. Inside again, it's got some extra little bits, some badges, which I'll show you in the in-depth review, to do with the Le Mans 650S variant. The orange Alcantara interior with the black leather and then black Alcantara on the dashboard. Black Alcantara steering wheel, carbon fibre, and carbon fibre basically dripping everywhere. And the Meridian speaker setup. It's a good sound system, although the best sound system is that when it gets going. But yeah, so full in-depth review of this car coming up shortly. And that's it for this one, I guess. Let's get it parked away and I'll pull out the Jag. Right, beautiful, stunningly beautiful, gorgeous Jaguar F-Type R in white. Just check out I've got to show you the back end quickly. As far as back ends of cars go, my God, stunning, especially with the quad pipes. And there again, there because it's the V8 Type R. So, Jaguar Type R, V8, 550 supercharged horses under what is a very long bonnet, stunningly fast, theatrical car. That's what I'd say this is. It's a very visceral experience. It's a bit like, I don't know, a classic E-Type squeezed into a modern sports car. Now, it's not an E-Type replacement, not at all. But that's kind of where I'm at with it, in my own opinion. 0 to 60 in about 3.6 seconds, and it does it in the most raucous, loud manner. This is not the car to have if you live in a tight neighbourhood and you work, say, a very early shift in the mornings, because there is no quiet startup for this car. You probably heard a little bit of that when I started up a minute ago. However, I will show you the noise of this car when I do the full in-depth review of it. So inside then, what have we got inside? It's a mixture of some really nice leather, red stitching. It's got a very deep, almost burgundy red leather insets in the seat. Some fake carbon fibre looking stuff. And again, I think the interior, I really like it, but it gets slagged off quite a lot on the internet about some of its fake carbon fibre. The fact that the roof lining is not Alcantara, it's kind of like a synthetic material. But ideal two-seater sports car, very quick, very loud, very lovely. Now, something slightly special about this particular model, because although this was registered first in the UAE in 2016, this is the 2015 model, which means, and for 1 year only, because they realized it was incredibly dangerous, maybe, I don't know, but for 1 year only, rear wheel drive only. So this car, all 550 horses produced here, zoop, go to the back of the car, to the wheels here. Now, they're big tyres, we'll talk about that in a more in-depth review, but this car likes to go sideways, it likes to slide. So this would be definitely, I would believe, the variant that Chris Harris would go for, because in 2016, they then made it all-wheel drive, which made it a faster car, a more stable car in the country lanes, but nowhere near as much fun. Now, everyone says the Jaguar S, the V6 variant, is the sweet spot, and they're probably right. It was built, the chassis and everything in the car, the tyres, the wheels, everything was built, I think, for a V6. But if you want a Jaguar F-Type, in my opinion, you've got to have the R. The V8 is just magical. It's such a stunning engine, and the noise this thing makes on acceleration, on gear change, more importantly on the overrun and on downshift. And just when you just tap the pedal going along in sport dynamic mode, these exhausts, basically hell and fury, comes out of the back of the car, which if you're a petrol head, you'll love. If you're not, you're probably going to hate it. But yeah, so Jaguar F-Type R, V8, 550 horsepower beast, and again I look forward to doing a really good in-depth review for you on this car later on. So. Right, last but not least, the Bentley Continental GT. Again, I think a stunningly beautiful car. A lot of my friends don't agree. They don't like the Bentley Continental GT, but you know, they didn't buy it, I did. But there's a difference with this Bentley, and again, for those aficionados of this particular model of Bentley GT, it's not the same as a normal Continental GT, because this is a full Mansory Bentley Continental GT. When I say full, it's not just a body kit. This was pushed out of the factory as a Bentley Continental GT Speed in Crewe in the UK, and taken straight to Germany to Mansory as a brand new vehicle and completely changed. All the bodywork is new. The engine is the same W12 engine from Crewe factory, however it's been tweaked. It has a full Mansory exhaust system. It has carbon fibre everywhere. The rear boot's carbon fibre, the front bonnet's carbon fibre, the wings are carbon fibre, the front splitter, the rear diffuser. Check out the sports exhaust from Mansory. Stunning. The badges are blacked out, and the wheels are huge, 22-inch front and rear. We'll go on to tyres and tyre size when I do the full review of it, but as you can see, completely badged Mansory, both on the exterior and interior. So what we're looking at, 673 brake horsepower. It is a 6.3 litre W12, which is just phenomenal. It sounds stunning with the sports exhaust active. It's switchable on and off, and one thing I like about Mansory is it's on. So you have to actively turn it off. You'll see, notice the spinners removed. That's because brand new spinners have come from Mansory, because the old ones were slightly tainted due to the sun. Mansory wheels, you can see the Mansory writing on them. Special edition. There were two choices to have on this car, and that's the choice the original owner. Now, the original owner of this car didn't just think it looks nice, I'll buy a Mansory. They were invite only. So that's the reason why this car is so rare, because there is only 15 of these in the world. That is super rare. For those of you out there that know about cars and know about people talking about a run of 300 being extremely rare, McLaren 650S Le Mans, one of 50, this is 15, 1-5. This is number 2 of 15, as written on the dashboard inside. And that's all they produced. Now, they produced the coupe version, and I've only ever seen this one and pictures on the internet. I've not seen another coupe version of this car. I have seen for sale in Europe the GTC variant, exact same livery as this, the white, beautiful triple layer Mansory paint, and the same interior, which is a bit crazy, and I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, I've not seen another coupe. I've seen something similar, but not the same. It was a body kit in Monaco, but I've never seen another coupe, not on the internet, not for sale, only on the website that Mansory used to promote this car when it came out in 2012, and then I saw it on Dubizzle, which is like the auto trader in the UK for the UEE, and then in the flesh when I went and saw it. It's a formidable car, you know, huge amount of horsepower, a very quick car. When you look at the size of it, it's only about 0.1 and 0.2 of a second slower than the Jag, and you think this car's, you know, got to be 1.8, 1.9 ton. They were about 2 ton out of the factory, but with all the carbon fibre on it, it obviously reduces the weight some. Carbon fibre side skirt. And let's have a look at the interior quickly before we end this video. You either love it or you hate it. If you're a Pringle golf wearing kind of person, you'll notice that you'll match quite nicely with what is basically a kind of bluey white red interior with the mahogany wood. 6-speed automatic ZF gearbox, 2 beautiful kind of sports bucket seats in the back, centre console and centre rest, lovely headliner again, all Mansory, and all badged Mansory as well. I think it's stunning. A lot of my mates just want to set this car on fire because they don't like the interior, but again, I love it. So it's subjective, I know, but that's all that really matters. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That is the Bentley Continental GT Mansory, and it's actually called LeMans, sorry. And again, I'll do an in-depth review as to why that is, but essentially, as everyone knows about Bentleys, they've got a great racing heritage. Okay, well that's it for this video then, so until the next one, like if you like it, don't like if you don't like it, but put some constructive criticism in there to help me out, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications of further videos coming out. But until we do the in-depth review on each of these cars individually, that is it. So as always, stay safe and see ya.